Hi everyone. Today we're going to be looking at publication of copyright. So why are we looking at publication? It's because the term of copyright is determined taking into account the time of publication. So your copyright starts running from the time that you publish your work as defined under the Act. Hence, it is important to know how the Copyright Act of 1957 defines publication. So let's look at the definition of publication under the Act. It is defined in Section 3, which states that for the purpose of this Act, publication means making a work available to the public by issue of copies or by communicating the work to the public. So there's two ways that you can publish your work. The first one is issue of copies of your work, and secondly, by communicating the work to the public. The first way that you can publish your work, that is issue of copies, could just include mere issuance through circulating in a library or for hire, many other ways, and it does not necessarily have to be sale of copies, and sale of copies is not essential for publication under the Act. And the second way that you can publish your work is by communicating the work to the public. Let's see what this means. So, communication to the work of the work to the public means making any work available for being seen or heard or otherwise enjoyed by the public directly or by means of display or diffusion, regardless of whether any member of the public actually sees, hears, or otherwise enjoys the work so made available. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Just know that this does not include issuing copies of such work because this is already a way to publish your work as we've seen earlier. Now let's note what first publication is, because we have to pay attention to this because it is from the time that you first publish your work that your copyright starts running, and copyright subsists in any work only if the work is first published in India or the author was a citizen of India at the time of publication. So if you publish without a license, your work is not deemed to be published or performed in public if it is published or performed without the license of the owner of the copyright. So you have to have permission from the owner of the copyright, or you should own the copyright to publish. Now let's see what happens if you simultaneously publish your work in India and abroad in a foreign country. So if a work is published in India, it is deemed to be first published in India, even if it is simultaneously published in another country. But if the other country has a shorter term of copyright for such work, then what India will do is that it lessens its term of copyright to match that other country's. Let's say Germany has a shorter term of copyright, then India will lessen the copyright term to whatever Germany's period is. And if a work is deemed to, is simultaneously published in India and another country within the span of 30 days, though, then the work is deemed to be simultaneously published in India and that country. That's all for today's video. I hope we understood what publication is, the idea of first publication, and what happens if you simultaneously publish in India and another country. Thank you all for watching. I hope you share this video, like it, and subscribe to learn more. I hope to see you all in upcoming videos.